Here we are.
Thank you so much for doing that. That's great. Good morning and welcome to Today in L.A. I'm Mike Amos. He's Bill Rice Jr. And Forrest Lee just passed our gates just a while ago, and good to see my buddy there as he heads out to school this morning. Of course, it is a wonderful, wonderful morning if you are a Central Florida or Ohio State fan. Is that right?
Yes, you'll take a W. They had to work for those victories, probably more than they thought they would, but they'll take them. The Central Florida was down 21-0 at home to Boise State early in the second quarter.
You know,
and they came back and won the ball game 36-31. The line was 5, and Central Florida won by 5.
But it must have come down because I had it at 6.
Well, I got it early, so I got
lucky,
it at 5.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're right. But of course, Ohio State wins by 14. Is that right?
Yes, and they were behind, and it was back and forth, close all game.
Looked pretty tough at one time, but Ohio State's, they're Ohio State. They'll win, and
they won by 14 over Minnesota. And Tennessee got a win of their new coach, Josh.
How bad did they win? They should have won big.
Well, since I kind of look at these numbers, Mike, for a reason.
I know it.
They actually won by 32 points.
Yeah, and the line was 31, wasn't it?
Well, it was 35 for me. So, and I had Bowling Green. So, yay team.
Boy, I tell you what, you're a good picker now, no question about it.
No, I don't know about that.
And of course, you can see Charles Henderson going up against Greenville tonight. Goshen is got a big game tonight with the Trinity Wildcats, and Brantley has also got a big game with Kinston. And then, of course, Pike County High School. And look out now. Don't be surprised. Pike County goes up against Beulah tonight. Beulah, wouldn't you hate to be a coach and somebody says, you're walking down the street, say, hey, coach, who y'all got tonight? Beulah. Beulah. How can you get in respect when you play Beulah?
It's like Ferris Bueller. That's like his teacher that kept saying Bueller.
Yeah. I tell you what, when
Ben Stein, that was that actor. Remember that show, Win Ben Stein's Money?
Yeah. I will say this, since Forrest stopped coming in like he did, we lost quite a bit of technology. And you were able to do that. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Jason Gregory is with us by phone this morning. So
I'll get this to you.
What?
Okay.
Jason.
Oh yeah, take it to him.
I sent it to him by phone, but he'll fill it out.
Yeah, well, good, man. Appreciate you so much.
You're going to just drop it off at his dealership and let him?
Yeah, I may catch him when he drops his daughters off.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, his daughter's rodeo, and I wonder if they rodeo tonight. Do you know?
What do you do? You got to do traffic monitoring at the Pike Lamar?
No, my first class is at 10, but I got to get set up for some stuff. I had a guest.
Boy, didn't you wish you were that well organized to know that you got till 10 o'clock to get it done?
Yeah, that's better.
Roll time.
Well, I tell you what, your pound cake is appreciated. We appreciated it.
Hey, you want to go to the game? The Troy game?
Might do that.
I'll call you.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jason's got plenty of tickets. Anybody want some? So, what now?
We're having a conversation with somebody we can't hear.
Yeah,
we were talking to somebody off camera. If you haven't figured that out.
But it is a big night, and of course everybody's getting ready for some high school football and college football on Saturday. But there's also some pretty big games tonight. You
remember, Mike, that Friday night college football was kind of controversial.
Yeah, I know it.
Because that's for high schools, right?
Exactly.
And ESPN said, we're going to do one every now and then. And then, so it was originally like one once a month, on Friday night.
Yeah.
One college, and now I think there's 4 on Friday night.
Well,
Some nights there's 7.
Yeah. I was looking at this Brantley Bulldog helmet right here. That's a good-looking helmet with green all over it. And, of course, they play Charles Henderson the last game of the year. Is that right? And that's going to be fun.
I still feel terrible. Are they going to reschedule the Luverne game?
You would think so. Oh, yeah, they'll definitely reschedule that game because that's a money game for both teams. So we haven't gotten any kind of
somebody from Brantley
word from them that has been changed, but I would think so. Of course, college games tonight too will be interesting, and you know, like Rice just said, Central Florida pulled it out. And now I'd like to ask this question. How many Auburn fans do you think really were behind Gus Malzahn last night? I would think a lot. I would think Gus Malzahn was a well-liked coach. What do you think?
I haven't heard anybody that has this huge dislike for Malzahn. He had some great seasons at Auburn, and he never embarrassed the program.
I tell you this, I think I'll always be behind Malzahn unless they're playing Alabama. But I tell you what, I'll tell you this right now, if he's allowed to do what he wants to do, he'll win there, no question.
Well, you know, the only thing I wondered is he's got a pro-style passing quarterback, but he's never done well or had one of those quarterbacks. He likes the run-in.
Yeah, that's right.
So can he adjust his coaching style to the quarterback he has?
Ever since he had that transfer from Georgia, you remember that?
Nick Marshall.
Yeah, that's right. Ever since him, he had not had a real bona fide runner, you know, to run it down.
To run that up-tempo offense the way he wants to. But when he did have that guy, he was almost unstoppable.
Yeah. Of course, we've got several games to look at this week in high school and college football, and Mike Amos will be calling in very soon from Grayton Beach this morning. Of course, you know, on a Saturday morning in Grayton Beach, it's hard to figure people getting ready for football. Instead of they going to the beach, you know.
I don't want to go down there.
They like this going out on their lake there that goes into the beach and the Gulf. So I'm sure he's going to make sure he's being told to go to the beach first before he turns on the football games. Talking about Michael.
I want to go to the beach in mid-October when it's about 80 degrees. Get a Bloody Mary when I wake up on Saturday morning.
That's right. And guess who?
A brunch.
Yeah. Troy's athletic director will be calling in at the 8 o'clock hour, and we'll get up-to-date information on Troy, as we hope to all year round.
Lots going on around the big game Saturday and the Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
And that is a big deal. And on the induction, and my coded go out to my very good friend Barney Burnett, the legendary one, and he goes into the hall tonight. He'll be wearing that big old ring, and as will Colin McCreary, and of course he's our good friend too.
And Max Howell.
And Max Howell, our other good friend. Those are three guys that are going to be wearing big rings, and that's a beautiful ring. Have you seen it, Ryan?
No, but I've heard you talk about it, and I think it's cool that they give them all nice rings too.
Well, I tell you, this is a big deal now, and of course Jude Rinaldi, one of my all-time favorite baseball players. He was a great player at Troy and led them to 2 national championships as a hitter, and then another guy, Mark King. Mark King was an All-American 2-time, listen to this, Rice, Kodak, remember, Kodak All-American. Yeah. That was the real deal. I mean, that was, he was a Kodak All-American. He had transferred in here from Florida and was a 2-time Kodak All-American. He also went into the Marine Corps. You know, you reckon that hit a bell pretty good this morning?
Yes.
Because he was a retired Marine Corps officer.
So he went to the Marines after college.
That's right. And then, of course, Miss Swanson.
I know.
The
The mother of a NFL star. I mean, a Major League Baseball star.
He hit a home run for her last night or the night before, and of course she'll be inducted. She was a tennis player, and then of course there's a track star, and my mind's gone a little bit blank here, but. We've still got a couple of more to talk about, but
tennis
those
players. I want to tennis players are better athletes than you think.
Oh, I know they're good athletes. Yes, sir.
And I've got a theory. You know, Mac Jones has made quite an impression at the Patriots. He made quite an impression in Tuscaloosa too, didn't he? For a year and a half. Well, he's from a tennis family, Mike. His dad was a pro tennis player.
And I bet he was a pretty good player too, don't you think? His mother
was a tennis player too, and Mac Jones, as a junior, was obviously a good tennis player. But I think that helps his footwork.
Yeah. You got him.
Guten Morgen.
Hey, Max Howell is just walked in. Come on up here and grab a chair. Max Howell has just walked in, and he doesn't have his ring on yet, but he will soon. Before long, he'll be picking his nose. You know what I mean? With that big old ring.
Max.
Come on in.
Come on.
Yeah, come on in. Come on in. This is laid back.
I got 6 people. I got to go take breakfast.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you'll take them to Julius.
I'm taking. I just.
All right. Good.
They gonna leave. They gonna leave and go to Florida. They're coming back for the banquet tonight.
Oh, okay.
What you going to breakfast after?
Yeah, I will go. I will go after my show, but that's 8:30 though.
I know. I'll tell you what, if they get out of here before 8:30, I'll come back.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We'll go somewhere.
And of course, we'd love to have you on the show.
I know.
Congratulations. Come right up here. Walk right up here and let everybody see you.
We were talking about you 2 minutes before you walked in.
One of the renowned sports analysts in the country, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is right here. Push it on up a little bit. And there he is right here.
Hey, listen, I got a face for radio.
Of course, with Max Howell, our dear friend, of course, former Troy University coach and longtime sports analyst, and brought a lot of stardom to our
and look, you've got a Troy University shirt on. That's
exactly right, yeah.
I was fortunate enough, Mike, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, I think in the week. I was in that transition. I was John Fairclough and I were the last 2, I think, that go into the hall that was in the Bill Clipson era.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I came back on the staff with Billy Atkins, which changed the whole complex of athletics.
Real quick, let me stand up 1 second. There we go. He's not as short as he looks.
Almost.
But ladies and gentlemen, Max Howell, of course, came in here from Fulton, Mississippi, with a bunch of outlaws. Is that right?
Boy, they're good folks, but don't mess with them.
I hope you went by to talk to the mayor about getting them out of jail free.
I already got a card.
All right, good. I'm glad. But my good friend and Troy brings back a lot of great memories.
That's one of the reasons, Mike, I love being on with you guys during the week, because you just flip back stuff like that and my mind just spins. It really does.
Well, Prattville boy, then went to Auburn for a little while. Then he was in Troy playing for the Trojans. Back then, y'all were the Red Wave, weren't you, Max?
Absolutely.
That's right, the Troy State Red Wave. Mike Amos has joined us from Grayton Beach this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Morning.
Hey, Mike. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, Max, like I said, people think I'm silly, but once they get that big ring, they pick their nose a lot, And of course, you got that great.
Did you stay up till midnight and watch Jeff Malzahn get his first victory?
Yeah, I was on the road part of that. I didn't leave Fulton to 6:30 last night.
Oh boy!
So I didn't get in here till about 11:30, I guess. But I did soon. I saw the last part. One of the channels had it. Late last night. I saw him, 36-31.
Yeah.
Like
I was proud of him. I don't see how anybody couldn't help but be proud of him. $23 million richer than everybody else around here.
It's still working.
and loving it.
though.
I tell you what, he turned gray overnight.
He did. Well,
and that gray hair.
Let me tell you, going through what he did, Michael, I can understand why. I've been to Auburn. I know those folks up there.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest place to coach in the country as far as, because he did nothing wrong on the coaching field.
No. He did what he had. He beat Coach Saban more than anybody else did.
But I'll tell you right now, and diehards, the Wise boys across the street probably diehard as anybody around for Auburn. But I believe everybody has a special feeling in their heart for Malzahn, But don't you think, Brian?
I've never heard anybody really say anything bad about it. Some people thought he wasn't going to be a super coach, but nobody said anything bad about him as a person.
I don't think, basically from my observation and people I know that have worked with him, it's not his system. I think it's his personality and his demeanor.
Yeah.
He doesn't present that image. I mean, you stick Nick Saban and Gus in the same room. This is like daylight dark.
Exactly.
What personalities. And so many people in this country, because of television and the cell phone deal, and everybody's got a camera, the image you project is who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, perception is everything.
I'm wondering this. You reckon, did he root for his old team last night, or did he feel much better about not rooting for him? What do you think?
Harsher, you mean?
Because the old team played last night.
Yeah, I thought the only thing about you realize how far they had to go. They had to fly over 3,000 miles.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
From the farthest northwest corner to Orlando to play. So, they did fairly well, but they weren't rested.
Yeah.
I've taken teams on the road before, and I think and I'll jump over. I think that's going to maybe happen to LSU. You're having to go all the way because they've worked their way by bus.
That's right.
Across there.
I'm pulling for I'm pulling for that guy. Mike, tell me what is his favorite word?
Go Tiger.
Let me tell you this. I'll say this. He'd be a hard guy to not want to win.
Yeah.
Because he's one of us,
But I'll tell you what, though, Mike, he's changed tremendously since he was at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
He was a whole different guy. I mean, he wanted to fight the alumni.
That's right. Yeah.
Have a few drinks.
And probably literally fight somebody.
That's what I'm talking about. He'd rip his shirt off.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it was,
you didn't want to mess with old Duran.
No, I mean, he came out of the defensive side as a defensive lineman. He had a real brash personality, to say the least. But he's changed.
Yeah.
I mean, he's become a football coach now.
Yeah. We go back to the Hall of Fame inductee ceremonies, and Troy does about a good job as anybody with this Hall of Fame. But you got to be thinking about old Billy, and Billy. If anybody ever was the king of the hill, he was king of the hill.
He was, and it never projected that way. I mean, he was just quiet, goes about his business quietly. You didn't ever see him out there running up. The only thing we ever saw on Thursday afternoon, he'd outpunt anybody in the country. I mean, because he held the NFL record for like 10 years.
Did he?
He was a great fighter. And defensive back.
Yeah.
But hard nosed, they don't get any more hard nosed. Of course, now you're pretty hard nosed yourself, but you knew how to hold back.
Billy came out of Millport, Alabama.
Michael's mother-in-law from Millport.
I'll be dog. Well, anyway, it's a small town in Pickens County, and Auburn recruited him.
Yeah.
He had some heavy. In fact, we had some big-time Auburn alumni that helped our program at Troy when he got there. They followed Billy.
Yeah.
So it was some things that happened.
Like Philip Creel, your good friend. The late Philip Creel was.
Right. He came with Billy from Auburn. He just graduated. And of course, Bill Marsh was town. Billy got him, knew him through some connection. And I was just a tag-along. I mean, I was just out there.
The amazing thing about it, we talked about this the other day, you were going to be there regardless. And you would have helped that Clemson staff. You probably would have called all the shots.
Well, Mike, we've talked about it so many times. Those guys, Mel Lucas is still alive. The only, I believe.
That's right. Rudy's still living, and I should have called him. I hope he'll be there tonight.
Yeah, I hope so too. But
great administrator, great guy.
Exactly. But those guys taught.
They were teachers. That's right. Yeah.
But we didn't learn how to win.
Yeah, that's right.
Check the record.
Yeah.
Our first 2 years at with Billy at Troy, we won more games than did the last 10 years.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, that one last team went 6-4. You know, at Troy, or
Right.
6-3. 6-3 was a good team. That's a team you ought to write a story about one day. The only team that ever won for Clifton. But they were full of good people.
Yeah.
You know that. You on that staff? No, you on that staff, or were you did?
Yeah, I wouldn't. You remember I graduated in the summer of '62.
Yeah.
I took off to I didn't even go through graduation.
Yeah,
I was
that's
so
right.
fired up to go get a job. I was already coaching.
Yeah.
Went to Carroll for 3 years. 1 year at Bay High in Panama City.
Yeah.
And then came back to Troy.
Yeah, that was it.
Finished up my master's degree, and Irv Watson, Dr. Watson hired me.
And he was on his trip to the Hall of Fame as being one of the outstanding coaches on that staff. And of course, he's a media guru. When you say he's a media guru,
Yes.
but I know you got to run, but
Pioneer
listen,
team.
we're going to take a short break in a moment. But again, congratulations, my dear
Thank you,
friend.
Mike. I appreciate
and I know your buddies going to eat oysters, I imagine, aren't they?
Oh, that's exactly where they're going.
They go to the oyster boy. And that old boy right there at the Y is a pretty good place to eat. You know, and he played.
Sandbar is pretty good right there.
Tell them to stand by right when they get to the Y.
Okay. Well, they're going to have breakfast here. They take it off.
Okay.
They'll be back here tonight.
Yeah, go get a good breakfast over at Julia's. That's a good
That's
breakfast.
what we're going to do.
And then you can just ask for eggs over light if you want eggs over light. They've got scrambled on the buffet, but if you want eggs over light, just ask.
I was with you before when you did that. I did that.
I like my eggs over light. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great day. It's the weekend of the Hall of Fame, and this man right here has been through a lot of things over the years, but the most important thing is he has always promoted Troy University, and we appreciate it.
Mike, it's always my pleasure. I'd have never, the day I left Auburn to come down here, I told you I transferred and never told my parents.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wanted to coach from the time I was 15.
Yeah.
At that time, if you recall, Troy was putting out more high school
that's
football
right.
coaches
Yes,
than
sir.
anybody else in the country. And I knew that was down here.
And when you got there, you were teammates to some grown men. One of them was John Fairclough.
Yeah.
He'll be there tonight.
Well, he was my roommate for 2 years.
High hard nose because you
Well, and I'll tell you this story, and I need to go, but one of the couples I brought with me could be, Wesley Graham is in this group, could be John Fairclough's brother. He raised the same way, same demeanor. I tell the story.
Drill sergeant attitude.
Well, how about this? At 16, he was a bouncer in a bar. How do you like it? At 16 years old, the guy was 6'1", about 225, and knocked you out.
He had a knockout punch, and back then it was no big deal. They'd see a fight in a bar.
Oh man, that was what you went for.
Yeah, that's why I got so strong to go try to whip old John Fairclough's butt, you know.
I tell you, John, we didn't have any all-season training program.
Yeah.
Ours was done at Ballard's.
Yeah, I know, Jimmy Ballard.
That's
You're
where
right.
we worked out
You're
every
exactly
Friday.
right. And John was probably working for Ballard's at that time. Probably.
Yeah, all I know is first night I ever went out with him, I just followed him around.
But I'll tell you this too. You went from there to co-hosting one of the largest sports talk shows in America with conference call. But then in Atlanta.
Oh, that was 6A The Fan. Yeah,
and Fan, and thousands and thousands of people listened to them on the way home and everything. You became a well-known figure
Mike,
in the Atlanta area.
It was so big, we didn't know it. But the Arbitron says the mornings we turned the radio on, there's 400,000 people listening.
And he was the ringleader, and he had a bunch of young guys working with him. You had to keep them in straight. and the problem was with Max is that you worked from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock on the sport, or 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock on your sports show. Then you had to go do your deal on the side, like go to bars and everything like that.
Yeah, that was a hard gig.
Set up there. So you didn't get to bed until
midnight.
wee hours every night.
Every night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we had that was a good trip. That was a learning experience.
Here's the guy that started. What was it? The Fan.
That was 6A The Fan.
6A The Fan in Atlanta.
But then the next big step with us, when we moved to Memphis and created Southern Sports Tonight, in conference call, that was the basis of what we now know as the SEC Network.
You know, and people talk about all these guys that have become famous. It was different shows, but you know, your show was right up there with them.
We stayed 11 years.
Yes, sir.
With that show, and that's
yes, sir.
In the radio market. You've been in it. You've been
That's not the reason he's in the Hall of Fame now. He's in the Hall of Fame a lot of other things, but you've really had a career.
I really have, Mike. I really.
Well,
you know,
it has. You got to write a book. I mean, this is.
Well, I've got all the stuff. We've already had. I hate to say this, we've already had a couple of funerals. We got about 2 more got to go, and then I'll publish that book. So I won't go to jail.
Oh yeah, we're good. Again,
He's got cooking books out there already.
Got 2 out there now.
That's right. Yeah.
I got the ingredients for 1 more, and I don't know when Michael, this last one's going to be a coffee table piece.
Yeah.
Be about 1,000 menus in it.
And
I gotta go to the bank and borrow a little money to get it published.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you'll always remember is what's for dinner, Max. What's for dinner?
What's for supper?
For supper, yeah. What's for supper?
That came out of Hee Haw. Grandpa Jones. Hey, Grandpa, what's for? That's been a tagline.
And everybody's got you being a big chef.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, you talk about a figment of the imagination. We created it.
Hey, boy, and it's so fun to hear him say, "Well, we got a dove shoot this weekend, and they're gonna pull the breasts and stick them in a deep fryer, and gonna cook some grits, and so we're gonna have some, and then some biscuits, and you're ready, aren't you?"
Listen, that's the first show. That's the first group I feed right after Labor Day.
Exactly right.
Is that group, and that's
Well, we'll talk. I mean, what do you do for your tailgate tomorrow? For these people that are going to tailgate all afternoon?
Yeah, we got
what are they going to cook?
Well, we got a bunch of things going on. You know, all the athletes have to come back, and they get 4 free tickets to every game. I mean, to the game this weekend, and so that's going to be nice. And you know, there's going to be several tailgate areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael will have to run.
I know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
See you back.
We'll get breakfast.
Congratulations.
All right, good deal. Take care.
Welcome to ESPN College Football. This is going to be wild. Run it.
I've never seen anything like this.
On the Aleutian chain, 85 crew members tested positive for the coronavirus.
Fisheries are on the brink. We're going to need guys who give it everything, or watch it all burn.
Rise! Rise! It's the most important season of our lives. No! Bang! Bang!
The all-new season of Deadliest Catch, Tuesdays at 8 on Discovery.
If you have $99, the deal is done. At Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, pick out any pre-owned vehicle on our lot and pay just $99 down. Truckloads of vehicles are arriving daily. Put $99 down and drive home any vehicle you want. Prices as low as $29.95. Over 20 priced $10,000 and less. Can't beat it. $99 down and the deal is done. At Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy. Or shop us online anytime at premiertroy.com.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas Station.
Stay up for all of it. Back to our show, brought to you by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass. I've got to tell you about this sale they've got going on. It said you could get a car for $79, a done deal for $79 down, $79 a month. Do you want to, or do you just want to get one free? In fact, if you pick out the car you want in the used car lot, you sit there and wait until the Eliminator comes by. And the Eliminator this weekend, you need to be at the dealership around 8 o'clock. And at 9:45, they're going to open the gates, and there's going to be a chance to win a used car from Premier absolutely free. How about that?
Well,
for $79, they are going to charge you $79, but you could get one free for $79, and it says go pick your car out and
read the messenger in there. See
exactly right. And Premier is dealing again lower, and right now $79 down and $79 a month. You can't beat that deal at Premier. Just go by.
Is it 29 and 79?
No, this one's 79 and 79, but one of the one lucky person's going to get it. His free. And Byron Williams is the used car manager at Premier, and he explains how the $79 deal works. He says at 9:45 they're going to open the gates. And that's when they come in and search our in complete inventory of used cars and trucks, and you go and you pick out your favorite vehicle, and sure enough, somebody is going to come by and give somebody a free automobile. So we're looking forward to that.
There's a telephone number if you need more information.
And the telephone number, you're exactly right, is area code 334-403-4646. 403-4646, and it says this way you'll have a first chance. When the Eliminator comes around at 10 o'clock, they're slashing prices like you will not believe, and they're going to put the prices on your windshield, and one of those prices could very well be a free automobile. You might drive away free, but no deal. No deal.
Well, you got to be there. That's where you're going there.
Yeah, it all happens on the 4th.
Quick recap from last night. Ohio State came back and beat Minnesota 45-31. Coastal Carolina blew off Citadel 52-14. Utah beat Weber State 40-17. Arizona State beat Southern Utah 41-14. Central Florida came back from 21 points down to beat Boise State 36-31. Ball State won 31-21 over Western Illinois. Buffalo beat Wagner 69-7. NC State looked really good. Beat South Florida 45-0. Appalachian State was blowing out East Carolina. I guess East Carolina came back and had a few late scores. Appalachian State still won 33-19. Appalachian State looks like the real deal. UC Davis, huge upset here, goes from California and beats a pretty good Tulsa football team. 19-17 at Tulsa.
That's something.
So that's an upset for sure. And then the Tennessee Vols got their season underway. Joe Milton, the quarterback transfer from Michigan, played well.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. All right, go ahead.
Other scores, the only other upset was Eastern Washington, which is a 1AA power, went to Vegas and beat UNLV 35-33 or 2 overtimes.
Well, that's good. That's good. Now, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, with high school and college picks today. And you watch mine and look at me closely if you want to win this week.
What are we playing for this year? You get some good prize.
I know there's one of the gifts that will be a crisp $100 bill to the winner of these contests. And here we go. We're going to get started with Dothan High School against Enterprise. Who do you like, Mike?
I'll take Dothan.
Dothan over Enterprise? I'll take the Enterprise Wildcats. Go ahead.
I'll take Enterprise.
Right says Enterprise, and Forrest Lee says Enterprise. Is that right? Forrest Lee says Enterprise. So, Michael, Dothan got a pretty good football team. Charles Henderson travels to Greenville tonight to play the Greenville Tigers at Tiger Stadium in Greenville. Doesn't look too good for Charles Henderson. I'll take the Greenville Tigers right now.
Well, since I'm playing for a crisp $100 bill, I just a lot of times I pick my team I want to win, and this year I'm going to pick who I think is actually going to win. So I'm going to pick Greenville.
Okay, all right, Farley.
We ought to make this real fun to do a crisp $100 bill every ticket show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that would make it real fun.
Farley.
Let's see. I'll take Greenville. Greenville beat Blythe. Charles Henderson just got beat by 50 points. I mean, I think you got to go with Greenville.
Okay, Greenville and Forrest Lee also picked Greenville. Trinity at Goshen, and this is a tough one for Goshen, especially since Goshen. Trinity beat Montgomery Academy.
Big rival. They did.
Last week, so I'll have to take Trinity.
And I think MA was supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Based on that, I'm going with Trinity too.
And Forrest Lee took the Trinity Wildcats. Mike, who do you like?
I'll take Trinity.
All right. Pike Liberal Arts at Hooper. Let's go Hooper. Well, I'll tell you this: Hooper's fixing to get the bell rung. Hey, pass the word. They're fixing to get their bell rung. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, by Jeffcoat.
By Frankie Jeffcoat.
Frankie Jeffcoat.
If
he doesn't look like a football player, there's nobody that looks like a football player.
That's right. You know where he comes from, Mike, don't you?
Yeah, Eddie and Jody.
That's right. Eddie was probably one of the most fundamental players that's ever come out of Charles Henderson.
Yeah, he was a great high school player.
He was a great player. You talking about a mean guy on the football field, my God.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
very good football player. All right.
If he wouldn't have had knee injuries, he would have played in college. He just had bad knees.
He did. That's right. He was.
All right. I'm gonna take.
If he had knee injuries, if he was a little taller, he would have been an SEC player.
I'm going to take.
He was definitely good enough to play Division II, 1AA somewhere.
Oh, yeah, no question. Of course, I'll take Pike Liberal over Hooper in a big way.
Yeah,
so does Forrest Lee, too. He takes them this week.
But you've refereed a lot of basketball games at Hooper.
Let's go Hooper. That's what they said all the time.
And they were known for their great wrestling program for many years.
That's right. They sure were.
They called him Curly. When he
Curly, yeah. He used to have real curly hair.
Not anymore, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
That was actually natural too. You didn't perm it.
That's right. That's naturally curly hair. Okay, everybody likes Pike Liberal, including their coach Forrest Lee. All right, here's a goodie. Throw out the schedules. G.W. Long at Elba. What do you think, Mike?
In baseball, I know who I'd pick. I want to hear what Mike says.
Elba just beat off, so I'm going to take Elba.
All right, Mike Amos took Elba. You're exactly right. That's the way I look at it, too. They're playing at home against the Elba Tigers.
See, I don't know anything about G.W. Long in football.
I do in everything. They're good at everything. Are they playing that, Mike? I've got a problem here. It says G.W. Long at Elba, and I reckon that is the deal. It's playing at Elba. I'm going to take Elba Tigers to beat G.W. Long. And that's going up against a lot of folks.
G.W. Long's got a new coach.
All right, since I don't want to lose a game to the field, so I'm going to go with what everybody else is picking.
Okay. Now, here's a goodie, and these guys in this green helmet right here, the Brantley Bulldogs of Brantley against the Kinston Tigers. If they're playing basketball, I would probably go the other way, but they're not playing basketball. They're playing football, and they got a quarterback named Tucker Kilcrease. Everybody's All-American, and I'll take Brantley.
QB1.
You did the same thing, right?
Oh, of course, yes. I'm going with Brantley every game this season. Go ahead and circle them all right now.
Even Charles Henderson?
Yeah, probably even Charles.
Elba's hosting G.W. Long.
All right, Elba is hosting. Yeah, that's right. I took the Elba, but Forrest Lee took G.W. Long. Forrest Lee went with G.W. Long, so.
What's he know? That stinker.
Yeah, I know it.
He's done some research.
I took Brantley.
Okay. All right, Beulah at Pike County now. Pike County didn't look very sharp against Charles Henderson in that jamboree, but that was a jamboree. That was practice, and they've had 2 weeks off to get ready for Beulah. Look out, Beulah. Here comes Pike County High School of Brundage. I'm taking Pike County. And Forrest Lee said the same thing.
Where's Beulah located?
At Beulah, near Auburn. They're right outside of Auburn, Opelika.
I'm going with Pike County.
I would too.
Pike County's really, really young, but God, I don't know. I've never heard of Beulah being a powerhouse.
But I'll tell you this: how many times can you remember that the Pike County coach get lost to Charles Edison and went on? I can remember them going undefeated after that. They're going to be a much better football team this week. All right, here's a good one here, a real good one here. Arrington and Houston County. Houston County has won a couple of ball games already, and they've surprised a lot of people. But I'm going to take Arrington. What do you say, Mike?
I'll take Stephenville Creek in Arrington.
Well, I'm going to shock you. Forrest Lee took the Houston County to win. Rice thinks he knows something.
We count Arrington in Pike County, so I'm going with Arrington.
Now the last
St. Michael's Phillip Rivers new school down in Mobile upset number 8 Jackson last night.
Oh, did they?
So
you're right.
He's already got an upset win.
And Jackson's got a good program too. Hey, Zion Chapel at Abbeville. I tell you, I love my buddy at Zion Chapel, but he's not going to beat Abbeville at Abbeville. I'm going to take Abbeville.
That's the hometown of the yellow fella.
But I will tell you this, though. Zion Chapel played very well last week in a losing cause.
Yeah, but that's against a 1-8 Kinston. They should have beat a 1-8.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. So that's why I took Abbeville, Mike, and so did Forrest Lee.
I'll take Abbeville.
We all took Abbeville.
All right. Here we go. Starting the colleges, ladies and gentlemen. Last night, or tonight, North Carolina plays at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, a lot of people think it's one of the next to maybe Penn State. They say it's one of the toughest places to win in college football.
Oh, okay.
Right? Who do you like?
I like North Carolina to win in one of the toughest places to win in college football.
I do too. I picked North Carolina mainly because of that quarterback, but this will be a close ball game. Mike?
I'll take North Carolina.
All right, everybody picks North Carolina, including...
something's happened with Virginia Tech since Beamer left. They just don't have that magic anymore.
You know, but they were fading, or they weren't the same Virginia Tech in his latter years either, which happens with a lot of legendary coaches. They're just not as good in their last few years.
Well, North Carolina is a 6-point favorite. That game will be on ESPN tonight at 5 o'clock.
Okay, the game will be on tonight.
I like the baby blue North Carolina uniforms. It almost looks like I'm wearing a North Carolina colored shirt.
Exactly. I'm going to move some of these helmets back so I can see the folks I'm talking to. And, of course, all right, everybody took North Carolina, including Forrest Lee. All right, this one has Michigan State at Northwestern. And let me tell you this, Northwestern had a great year last year, but Michigan State's always tough. I've got to go with the home team. I'm taking Northwestern.
It's the Vanderbilt of the Big Ten, but they're a lot better football program than Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
They've been pretty good for the last, heck. Northwestern always has once in a while has good teams.
He's a great coach. A lot of people will vote for him the best coach out there. A lot of people, but because
Pat Fitzgerald
in Chicago, Northwestern in Chicago.
And I tell you something else that'll make you feel good, and a lot of people feel good. Johnny Musso was one of the most popular players to ever play at Alabama. Wouldn't you say, Rice?
Yes.
The great Johnny Musso.
The Italian State.
He sent both his boys to Northwestern.
The one of them played football.
Yeah, that's right.
One of them was a really good receiver and kick returner.
That's right. Yeah.